Action, Ryan.
I have no actions.
Wow.
I have.
Did you say you get no action? Whatever.
That I think Skynet is starting to come upon us because my computer's been shitting out on me all night long. So I'm not very happy right
Yeah,
now.
it's been an already long night for us. We've been having technical difficulties for about 40 minutes already. So if Ryan doesn't sound as beautiful as he normally does, we've had to lower our standards to a webcam microphone. But I still think you have the voice of an angel, and I think this is going to sound amazing.
Thank
Boom.
you, bro.
Well, speaking of getting action, Ryan, you know what gets action?
Me?
The Geek Dad
Uh,
Report. We get action. We get a lot of action. In fact, we get 67 episodes worth of action, Ryan.
That's a lot of actions.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, because you know what that means? It is, in fact, episode 67 of the Geek Dad Report. The one show dedicated, formulated, specially created into getting lots of, you guessed it, action. And making sure that all you guys have all the information you need to know about all the weekly nerd and geek news going on in the world. And so you could take that knowledge and go to Bob in accounting and be like, hey, Bob, guess what? Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. It's another week of a Geek Dad Report and more information that I know that you don't because you're a dick, Bob, and nobody likes you.
Yeah. So go back home, Bob, and just sit in your basement and cry.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Glinda from HR rolls her freaking ass over and is like, why do you keep making Bob cry? And I'm like, well, Glinda from HR, Bob doesn't listen to the Geek Dad Report. So he does not have all the information he needs to know about everything that's going on in the world. So when he goes home, he doesn't know cool things like the most recent Star Wars news or the fact that Suicide Squad has made $500 million. Bob doesn't know these things. So Bob goes home and lives a sad existence. And then Glinda raises her cronial finger at me like this and she points it and be like, I don't know about you young whippersnappers and your interwebs.
Yeah, and then the house just drops on her, and everyone just walks away anyway. So.
Yeah, and then we steal her little red shoes and we put them on our friend Dorothy, and she takes us fucking back to Kansas. Yeah. Boom. That's everything you get when you listen to the Geek Dad Report.
I would go anywhere but Kansas, honestly.
Yeah,
if I had
would.
magical teleporting shoes.
Yeah, that's true. That's that's a valid point. I don't think anybody's ever brought that up. If you have shoes that take you anywhere you want to go, why the fuck are you going to Kansas? Don't go to Florida. People are getting their faces eaten in Florida. Go to, like, the Bahamas. Or come to Washington. It's only, like, 85 right now when the rest of the country is literally hell. 187 degrees hell.
No, it was 97, but because of the high humidity, it felt like 107.
Hell.
And you're literally stepping outside and parting through like all the humidity just to like walk in the air.
Nope, no way. I love living in Washington just for those kind of reasons. And side note, there's been appearances of a red-horned devil-looking creature popping up all over the East Coast, dragging people into hell because that is where you all currently live. Fucking hell. Anyway. But whatever, you know what? Tonight, because of all our difficulties, we are going to dispense with all the pleasantries. So if you guys hopped on hoping to hear me and Ryan, regale you with tales of our daily lives and all the cool things going on, well, you were fucking sorely mistaken because that shit ain't happening tonight. Tonight, we are going head first into the shallow end of the kiddie pool, and we are coming with the shit tonight.
As we've shown for the last 5 minutes of complete nonsense.
Shut your hole. Anyway, all right, whatever. You got a Geek Dad moment of the week? Because I fucking do. Do you have one? I'm tuned up. Because you know what? It's game day, people. Seahawks. Whoop, whoop. All right, no more sports talk. Ryan?
I'll let you go first. How about that?
All right. Well, I do have a wonderful Geek Dad moment of the week. I've already shared it once this week, so if any of you guys listen to the Utah Outcast, you are going to hear the same story that I gave on that one. But it is such a fun story, I had to tell it twice. So, well, real quick. Like I said, I guest hosted on the Utah Outcast this last week. You guys should check it out over at Pod Hell, where you can find us. Ryan, you know what? Where can everyone find us? Now that I mentioned that.
Well, you can find us on Twitter at Geek Dad Report, on the Watch, Play, Read on Facebook at the Geek Dad Report, Brian at BrianWest53 on Twitter, and find me at Big Bruiser on Twitter. We're also on Podell Media and on iTunes. If you're looking for a way to subscribe and see us on video, you can always catch us on YouTube as well at the Geek Dad Report.
That was beautiful.
I'm getting really good at that, by the way.
That was really pretty. It makes me happy inside. Anyway, like I said,
What's your story?
Like I said, our friends over at the Utah Outcast, X and his band of merry men and women, were just in a tough spot, and they decided that they needed to call upon me to swoop in like Superman and save their show. And so I did just that. And I came in on a white unicorn of happiness, and I elevated them to a level that they have not known before.
They have been hobbling, like, they've literally been hobbling along, like they don't have any hope. And then Brian just came in.
Yeah, never mind that they have more YouTube subscribers and Facebook followers than we do. We got their fucking asses on Twitter, though.
They have a Patreon. There's, like, people pay them.
Yeah, people pay them.
Yeah.
Brian brings up a very valid point, Faithful 50. We are going to start calling on you guys. In fact, we are going to have a Patreon here real soon. There's a few things that are coming in the official Season 2 of the Geek Dad Report, which will be coming very soon. But anyway, like I said, my Geek Dad moment of the week, before I get too sidetracked here. So this last week, I got a chance to take my kids to go see Pete's Dragon, and it was a great movie. I'm not going to give a full review on here, but it's if you haven't had a chance to see it, take your kids. It is a fun, heartfelt movie that reminds you of movies that that you watched when you were kids. Well, if you were me and Ryan's age, the movies you watched when you were kids. If you're a millennial, you probably grew up on Transformers, the movie with Shia LaBeouf, and that's probably not the type of movie that this movie, makes you feel like you're watching again. But no, this is a great movie. It's set in the 80s. It's about it's kind of one of those movies, like I said, when I was a child, that had that strokes your imagination and made you wonder about the wonderful magical things that could possibly be out there. And it was a really good movie. It was very heartfelt, and it was great because I was watching my daughter watch this, and I knew that this is one of those movies that later in life, as she got older, she would look back on. And this movie was making her imagination grow. And after the movie, she wanted to talk to me about dragons and fantasy and all this fun stuff. And I knew that feeling because I've had that feeling multiple times when I was younger. So this is the type of movie that can remind you how magical a theater-going experience with your kids can be. And it was a lot of fun. It was really cool that I had a chance to experience it. I mean, I've taken her to go see Avengers. I've taken her to go see Marvel movies. And as great as those are, they don't pull at the heart the way that Pete's Dragon did. And it was, I don't know, it was pretty magical. It was fun. It reminded me a lot of The Flight of the Navigator, Willow, when I first saw Willow. What was the other one? I was thinking, I lost my train of thought. It was the one with the White Dragon. Oh, come on. Why can't I remember this?
Never-Ending Story.
Never-Ending Story. Thank you. I don't know how I forgot that one. But yeah, this movie kind of reminded me of those movies.
Just so you know, Never-Ending Story is also going to be coming in theater September 4th through 7th.
Ooh.
If you want to see it in the movie theater.
Ooh. Well, maybe I'll take my daughters, to go see movies that I did watch when I was a kid. Yeah. So anyway, that was my Geek Dad moment of the week. It was just a fun little moment to have them experience some of the things that I got to experience when I was younger that had such a big, lasting impression on me.
Well, I think my Geek Dad moment of the week was when my wife woke me up at 6 o'clock for work a couple of days ago. And my son, my kids are like me. They get up early. And so my son has already been up, apparently. He was laying on the couch watching Star Wars Clone Wars. And I said, buddy, how many episodes have you watched? He's like, I don't know, but I'm just going to keep watching until I'm all done. I've watched every episode of the Clone Wars. So I said, so I'm fine with me. So I just went in the kitchen and got all my lunch and stuff around. And yeah, I think Clone Wars is a very good babysitter. So that's my Geek Dad moment of the week.
Well, I can think of worse babysitters.
Yes.
That's awesome. All right. Well, as always, if you guys have a Geek Dad moment of the week, we love to hear it. No one yet has shared their Geek Dad moment. And we know a lot of you Faithful 50 members are geek parents, geek girls, and geek guys who have children. And we love to hear your geek stories and how you are raising your kid the right way, the geek way,
Yes.
the geek dad way, and geek mom way, because we do not discriminate against our wonderful geek moms who we know love our show too.
Yes.
But no, hit us up. Tell us. We want it. We want to hear them. So that's my, it's my. Give us your.
PTSA.
You better share your information, people. We want to hear your stories too.
Yes.
Stories are meant to be shared, not kept inside. Shared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let everyone know.
Yeah. Side note, little self-promotion here. I actually just started a Wild West Adventures page. It is a lot of people in my family. If any of you who do know me personally, we have quite an amazing, crazy family, and I am one of the least tame people, or most tame people in my family, so you can imagine how crazy my family is. And we started our own little Facebook page. So if you like a little more in-depth look into the family of the West family here, check us out.
I don't think people should really get that deep into your life. Bro.
Yeah, my life is amazing, Ryan. You know it is. Anyway, self-plug. Sound kind of dirty. Do a little self-plug in here. Well, this is the show all about getting action, Ryan.
Yes.
All right, so Ninja News time, and you know what that means. That means I'm going to come out with some awesome Ninja News moves, and Ryan is going to struggle for 30 seconds to come up with one Ninja News moves time. So let's get this thing going here. I'm coming with the uppercut of knowledge. Boom. The judo chop of information. And
The Cobra Kai leg sweep of disinformation.
what? That doesn't even make sense. That's something Bob from accounting would say. Oh.
No, I need to stop talking to Bob.
Yeah, you need to quit hanging out with Bob. Glinda got to you, didn't she? She finally got to you. You sold us out.
You know, it was all the sexual harassment stuff that...
You're the one who kept touching Bob on the inappropriate places. Oh, I told you can't do that. Whatever. All right, we're just going to dive into the news. Oh, it's a terrible transition. You know what? Our first news story does not deserve this type of segue, Ryan, okay? I put this on you. Your fault.
Start with a different news.
No, we always start with the sad news because nothing brings a show down like sad news.
Oh, I thought it was my terrible...
And your terrible puns. Oh, all right. Anyway, like I said, sad news. Almost as sad as Ryan's freaking segues and puns, but, nothing's that sad. No, sad news in the world of Star Wars, everybody. We lost a big one. We lost a Star Wars legend this week. Kenny Baker, also known as R2D2, passed away at the brilliant old age of 83. So he lived a huge, wonderful life, considering the doctors told his family that he would not live much past puberty. So I would say that he gave the doctors a big RTD2, bleep bleep FU.
Yeah. And sad sounds like you.
Yeah, exactly. So we would like to, here on the Geek Dad, salute Kenny Baker, and as always we say, good journey, and may the force be with you, Kenny. And I'm going to give him here we go, we're going to give him
much goddamn emotion.
I'm going to put on my R2 ears here. Look, these are actually Mickey Mouse ears for reference. Look at that. Boom. I'm going to give you where's my other lightsaber? I'm going to give you two a lightsaber salute, and Ryan's going to play the bagpipe.
I don't know how to...
All right, how about this? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
We need to... Oh.
Translation. Goodbye, world. Thank you for being such great fans of mine. No problem, Kenny Baker.
Thanks for making a little robot.
Oh, I got really sad. Did you see the Mark Hamill tweet in response to Kenny Baker's death?
I didn't see it.
He said he was a great friend and a loyal, and a loyal guy, and that he was the droid he was looking for. Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, all right. Good luck, Godspeed, and may the force be with you, Kenny.
We talk
Anyway.
about something happy.
Yeah, happy news. Let's talk about how Ryan is a goddamn psychic genius. And at the end of last week, we talked about on the show, on episode 66, check it out,
Yeah.
we talked about how Lando Calrissian was going to be recast for the new upcoming Han Solo reboot. And me and Ryan both threw out who we'd like to see or thought would be good in the role. I mentioned, I believe, Michael B. Jordan, and Ryan came out with, you know who I really think would be great for the role? Donald
Glover.
So Donald Glover from Community and other things. And lo and behold, the following day.
He was that smart guy on The Martian.
That's true. And lo and behold, the following day, it came out that he is in fact the lead actor who Disney wants for the role of Lando Calrissian. Colt 45 himself. So I wonder if he gets cast, if he automatically gets a Colt 45 sponsorship too. Endorsement as
I
well.
don't know.
I think he should.
All I know is that he's gonna make one sweet ass action figure.
Oh, dude. Lando Calrissian is a gangster, man. That dude's a gangster of love.
I think it's like everything a young dude would want to be playing. It's like you want to be Lando.
Yeah. The only guy who could out smooth talk the ladies than Han was Lando Calrissian. That guy was a man. Have you seen him at all? You've watched Rebels. You're up to date on Rebels? No, you're not up to date on Rebels, are you? So you haven't seen the Lando episodes, where the whole time all he does is try and like woo all the girls on the Rebels team? It's great.
Man, I gotta watch it.
It's so great. So great. Anyway, we're very excited for Lando. I think I'm actually more excited for Lando being in a movie again than I am for Han.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to have like a Han Solo movie, I guess. But
Yeah, I hope there isn't a
you
trilogy.
don't even know what happens.
Well,
I mean,
I guess
that's
we
what's
say that
hard
now. You know what? I have seen floating around. I haven't actually watched it yet, but you guys, I heard it's pretty cool, so everyone can check it out. Apparently, there's a fan-made trailer for an Obi-Wan Kenobi prequel trilogy starring Ewan McGregor that they put together. Apparently, it's pretty awesome. I would like to see a Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, but that's neither here nor there. But that is all Star Wars news we got for you guys. Something else that we are excited about the return of is Adam West and Burt Ward and Julie Newmar are coming back to Batman 66 in animated form. They're going to be voicing their characters from the, like I said, Batman 1966 series in the new animated movie, Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders.
Yes, and I just really hope that the show has like some bam.
Yeah.
And, like, like when you punch something, it goes.
Well, apparently there was a trailer sneaked out yesterday. We have not seen it, so we'll do some heavy duty research here, and we'll post it up on our Facebook page and Twitter accounts, so you guys can check it out as well. But yeah, I can't imagine this isn't going to be as campy as the TV show. If they don't make this the campiest animated movie of all time, they are really missing the boat, because that is what made that show so great.
That's what people will want.
Yeah, that's what I want to watch. I want to see some.
I mean,
I want to see some bat dancing. I want to see some animated shark repellent.
It was on like PBS or some shit one day, and I just stopped and I watched it for like a little bit. My kids were in the room like, Dad, what is this? I'm like, Batman. Why is it look so weird? But then they started a fight. My kids were fucking rolling.
Dude, that is what we had as children. That is our superheroes when we had them.
And
That and some shitty made-for-TV movies.
Like, what did that say? It said bam? I'm like, yeah, because you punch them and it goes bam. And they're like,
we honestly could have an entire episode talking about watching Batman 66, because that is a great series. So anyway, I'm very excited for the series, for the animated movie. I actually think it's a pretty good choice for them, considering a lot of people have not taken well to the Batman killing joke. So it's nice that they're going with a little bit less dark and gloomy property for their next animated movie.
yes.
But that will be out October 11th. And like I said, we'll check out and we'll find that trailer and share it with you guys. If you've already seen the trailer, let us know what you thought about it, and if you guys are excited for it. Something I know a lot of the Faithful 50 are excited about, because they blew us up on Facebook and, in fact, gave us this post to share, is that Shane Black is interested in bringing back the Monster Squad for a sequel.
Yes, and if you haven't watched Monster Squad, the original, then you are free to pause this episode, go watch it, and then turn it back on.
Or you can actually just continue to watch this, and then when it's over, go watch it, but that's fine too.
Yeah, or you can do that.
Yeah, but no, honestly, I believe Shane Black's mix of humor and and I don't know, violence would be a fantastic. I think he would be a great director to bring this property back and would make it pretty cool. So fingers crossed that actually happens, but no word on if it's going to be a go. It's just he's expressing extreme interest. So my guess is if his Predator does really well, he might have a lot of carte blanche to kind of make his dream properties and do some cool stuff with them. So
Yeah.
we shall see.
Outside your house, is that where you're staring out the window?
Yeah, I saw the wife's blue car pull up into the driveway.
Oh, nice.
So you guys only hear my children, but they're actually pretty good about sneaking upstairs and not being too loud. My wife is an awesome behind-the-scenes assistant at getting my children to where they're supposed to be without interrupting the show too much. So, Holly, I know you're not listening, but good job, honey. You're awesome. Yeah, brownie points. Another thing that we're really excited about that's coming, well, that we know is coming back is Mr. Robot. Season 3 has been renewed.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Season 2 has been renewed for Season 3. Would be a more accurate description.
I have not watched anything from season 2 yet because I'm waiting for it to come back on Amazon Video.
Mm-hmm.
But I will be binge watching the shit out of it once the season's done. So.
I've been watching it as it airs on USA. The Season 2 has been a little strange, and you'll see when you see it. It's been good. It's just really different. But that being said, I didn't even know what Mr. Robot was until about 2 months ago, and now I cannot get enough of Mr. Robot. I'm very excited for the finale, how Season 2 ends, and I'm very excited for Season 3. I don't think this was like a show that was on the border of being canceled. I think it's a really popular show, and everybody seems to really like it. So, but it's always good news when you hear a show that you like has been renewed. So,
and we're getting more F Society. So
yeah. Something else that I'm not really sure if I'm excited is coming back is Blade Runner. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that was something that was good on the first shot, and I know you have a very different opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I don't see a point in it, honestly.
Yeah, I am one of the few geeks that did not really appreciate, honestly, Blade Runner that much. I thought it was okay at best. I found it kind of boring, to tell you the truth, when I watched it. But I watched it when I was a little bit older, and I didn't watch it when it first came out in the early 80s. So, I don't know. I've been told that because I watched it later, it didn't touch me the way that it touched everybody else. I don't know. I don't really care. But the reason why I bring up Blade Runner 2 is that Jared Leto has been cast in an unknown role for Blade Runner. I'm guessing it's something really strange because that's what Jared Leto seems to do. And, whatever. He's probably a synthetic. You know who he is. Yeah. Well, one thing that we do know for a fact that Jared Leto is very unhappy, apparently, about the direction Suicide Squad took with this Joker. Apparently, the actor has come out saying that he's recorded enough scenes to make an entire movie of just the Joker, and that he was told that the direction of his character was going to be vastly different, and that how much of the movie was going to be dedicated to the Joker was going to be much, much more. So he apparently is a little upset that he felt he was misled, and that he hasn't even watched the Suicide Squad because he's angry about it. And this reeks of whiny, bitchy actor syndrome to me personally.
So someone needs to kick him in the balls.
You know what? If someone gave me, say, like $10 million and said, "Listen, we're going to put you in an hour of this movie," and I said, okay, and then I found out that I'm in like 10 minutes of this movie, but I still get to keep the $10 million, I'm just not going to give a shit.
Yeah.
Especially since most people seem to, for the most part, his Joker was well received and people liked him, and they're kind of excited to see him in more movies, and hopefully the Batman standalone, or maybe even a Justice League, or a Legion of Doom type movie. I think he just needs to shut up and just deal with it. You're an actor. Your job is to act. Your parts didn't make it in the movie? Oh well. I thought he was used perfectly in the Suicide Squad, and I like his Joker a lot. I'm really excited to see him in more movies. I would love to see a Joker Harley Quinn movie, but I think whining about it and being a big baby about it is not the way to handle it.
Why don't you direct and edit and pay for your own movies, and you can be in as much as you want.
Yeah. There you go. Self-fund your own movies. And you can't use the Joker because you don't own that property. Congratulations. Let's see here. What else we got? A property that is going to be awesome that we also don't own is Spider-Man. And Spider-Man Homecoming released its first poster this week.
which Spider-Man hanging upside down.
Yep, saluting people. Pretty much nothing there. There was no catchphrase or a motto or any slogan.
Or like a promise to see or whatever.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think your first reaction was what? No catchy catchy phrase or anything, and I
Yeah,
think they did miss an opportunity.
Like, some cliche high school Halloween or not Halloween, but homecoming, dance theme or something.
They could even put something simple as like "get your suit ready" or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you. It was something really just simple. I think it's just some early promotional art. I think the picture we shared was people taking pictures with their phone. I still don't think Marvel's released an official picture of their poster, but it's out there. It looks cool. I don't care. It's Spider-Man. I'm gonna go see it. But it does fit. Yeah, it does fit with their kind of 80s. Once again, 80s coming back. 80s themed John Hughes type movie. The poster is definitely reminiscent of that era of movie making. So I don't know, whatever. I think this movie's gonna be great. I'm really excited for it. The one thing I'm not really sure if I'm excited for, it's kind of head scratching actually, but we'll see. I reserve final judgment until after I see the property. Is Zatanna had recently been cast in the Spider-Man. I hope I said her name right, but she'd been recently cast in the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, and nobody knew what her role was going to be. Everyone said it was a significant role, but they had not released. They released most of the cast and who they were playing, and she was one of the mystery characters. Well, apparently it's been released that people are saying that she is going to play Mary Jane Watson. So this has not officially been announced by Marvel, so take this with a grain of salt. But that is the rumor on the streets. The people, our little birdies, that's what they're whispering to us. But I don't know. I mean, it's not. Honestly, I don't really care. I don't really mind a reimagining. Anybody not familiar with the actress? I don't know what her nationality is, but she's definitely more of a brown-skinned, dark-haired girl. Very pretty. Very fitting with the cast. She's, looks like she's a high schooler. Honestly, I don't know how old she is in real life, but the only reason why this is kind of a head scratcher is because Mary Jane Watson. And anybody who isn't familiar with the character has always been a feisty redhead. So, not that the character has to be a redhead, but I do think it's a little interesting that they decided to take an iconic character like that.
Well, they have I can't think of his other love interest. Gwen Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
They make her a blonde, and I guess they got the contrast at least.
Well, and honestly, I don't really care that they've altered, the character a little bit. I don't care if they've gone with a mixed ethnicity actress, and I honestly don't really care all that much, I guess, that she doesn't have red hair, but Mary Jane Watson has always just been like a famous redhead, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of redhead superhero fans who are very upset about this news if it's true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's one of those iconic things about the character that... I don't know. I don't really care if they've changed it, but I am a little surprised that they did, I guess, is what I'm saying. So, I don't know. We'll see. Once Marvel officially announce it, I'm sure people will get online and tell Marvel that they're ruining their childhood and they're going to burn Marvel Studios to the ground.
The Wambulance will come out.
I'm sure if Zendaya, I feel like I'm totally butchering her name. I apologize.
Yeah, we do not know modern pop culture.
Yeah, this actress pop star is well beyond my my knowledge of what's going on in the tween generation right now. So, but I'm sure she'll be fine as Mary Jane Watson if that is indeed who she's playing. But whatever, just kind of interesting. Speaking of Spider-Man, you know who else is gonna be in Spider-Man? Robert Downey Jr., who's awesome. But you know what else he's gonna be doing apparently?
He's going to be doing some hopefully very adult, dark stuff.
Yeah. How dark? Could be pretty dark. Apparently, Robert Downey Jr., the word on the street is that Robert Downey Jr. has teamed up with the True Detective creator to possibly be bringing a rebooted Perry Mason series to HBO. So before you go, Perry Mason, oh man, what are we, 125? Listen, if HBO's going with the Perry Mason reboot done by the guy who did True Detective, this will not be your great-great-grandpappy's Perry Mason.
Yeah, it'll be a very modern Perry Mason, which, I don't know, it sounds pretty cool to me, honestly. I've seen some of the old stuff, like with my grandparents and all that shit. And I think if they do it right, it could be a very provoking show, you know. So
Well, let's see.
look
God, what
forward
was
to
that
checking
movie?
it out.
The Judge. Anybody who watched The Judge, one of one of Robert Downey's few non-Marvel movies over the last decade, he makes a great lawyer. That was a really good movie that I enjoyed a lot, and I think if he really is playing a new Perry Mason, I actually think it's a great idea. The movie's a little bit long and it's a little bit, I enjoyed it, but the best part about it was watching him be a lawyer. I thought it was great. So consider us very intrigued and excited. HBO has not commented on this, so obviously this is one of those, a guy told the guy who told us. So, but it sounds like it could be pretty, something that's definitely in the works. So we will look forward to that, and if we hear anything concrete, we'll definitely let you guys know. Something else that Robert Downey Jr. does is Sherlock Holmes, which is, I think Sherlock Holmes 3 is currently shooting right now. Something else that's going to be shooting soon is another Sherlock Holmes series, but this one is going to be a little bit different than the Robert Downey Jr. or Benedict Cumberbatch.
Sherlock Holmes is a female. No?
No. I know with all the recent trends, that seems the most logical, but no, this is in fact even a better idea. This new series is going to be called Holmes and Watson, and it is going to be starring Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
It didn't even have to be Sherlock Holmes.
I don't even care.
It could be anything with those two starring.
I don't care what era it's set in. I don't care what the story is. I'm in. Take my money. Just take it.
I don't care what they try and do with it.
All I ask is they get Kristen Wiig to play Moriarty. That's all I ask.
Oh my god.
Or Melissa McCarthy, one of those two, to play Moriarty, and this could be the greatest movie ever made. Because I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, and I cannot wait to see this movie already. Anyway, no news. They're currently shooting Step Brothers 2, and they believe those two have another movie they're going to do about prison guards before they shoot Holmes. So my guess is this will probably be a 2018 or 19 project. But comedies tend to get shot pretty fast and released pretty quickly, so my guess probably the earliest we would see this is 2018. But when there's a hard date, we will let you know. Because we are going to be trying to secure our own press passes to that event.
Oh, yeah.
And possible starring roles. Ryan's working on it right now. Something else that we are working on right now is our never-ending game of Clue that me and Ryan started 4 years ago when our friendship began. And we still do not know who killed Colonel Mustard. But we will find out.
We kind of ran out of, cards. And so, last thing I remember was Pikachu with a machine gun in the lobby.
Yeah, but then it was deflected by Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
In the Knight
We
Rider.
kept having all these random encounters happening, so it's a really fucked up.
Yeah, but then we started playing with Magic the Gathering cards, and the whole game got weird. But I don't know. But while you're waiting for the epic conclusion of me and Ryan's 4-year Clue game, you can check out Clue. It's coming to the big screens. It's going to be redone by 20th Century Fox. You know what? I've never actually seen the Clue movie, so to me, this will be a fresh new movie.
And there's a slight possibility this might be a Craptastic movie.
I'm going to say it right now, though. It's going to be starring The Rock and Kevin Hart. It's going to be starring this. Why not? They're already doing Jumanji and every other movie, so I say you should put them in this movie immediately. So, while you guys all eagerly await that, one thing I know that everyone is not eagerly awaiting is to see who Negan killed on The Walking Dead. People are still apparently angry that they don't know who Negan killed. Me personally, I thought the season finale of last season's Walking Dead was like, come on, you're not going to show us? All right, well, whatever. I guess I get to wait a year.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was one of the few that actually just said, whatever. The rest of the fans melted the internet and, got pitchforks and, went over to the Walking Dead studios and threatened to murder everybody involved with the cast and the showrunners.
I think people... I understand that you have expectations, and Jesus Christ, that episode was such a build-up to that last moment.
Oh, and it was brutal. Even though you didn't know who it was freaking brutal to watch that bat crushing the skull of whoever it was that died. So I'm really not, honestly, anticipating seeing who's going to get that because apparently it's going to be very brutal. Anybody who's actually read the comic book, the showrunners have teased that it will be just as brutal as the comic book. Where in the comic book, Glenn's eyes pop out.
Yeah. He
So,
hates the fuck out of Glenn.
hold your horses and enjoy the fact that one of your probably favorite stars is still alive. Because if the latest tease from The Walking Dead is an indication, it may be Daryl Dixon who meets Lucille in the finale, premiere.
Oh my god, if it's Daryl, if it's anyone that's left, honestly.
Personally, I think The Walking Dead are just trolling people at this point, but they did release a tease. What I'm talking about is Dwight, one of the I don't know who Negan's crews. I think it was the Saviors. Dwight, one of the Saviors from last season, who got his face burnt by Daryl. There's a teaser of him wearing Daryl's kind of angel wing vest, riding Daryl's motorcycle, so with his crossbow. So a lot of people are like, "Uh-oh, what does this mean?"
Yeah, their hearts are gonna be really crushed. Daryl's the one that dies.
Yeah, I want to know who everyone thinks that it's going to be. Personally, I'm sticking with it. I'm going to say they're going to go back. They're going to make it Glenn. They're going to stick to the comic book this one time, and I think it's going to be Glenn who bites the bullet. So let us know in the comments who you guys think it's going to be. Who do you think it's going to be?
I agree that it's gonna be Glenn. I mean, I think his character has evolved to the point where it's at where he can be. So.
Well, and he's got a complete story arc in this series. If he dies now, as sad and as much as we like Glenn, it's not like he leaves anything unresolved. I mean, yes, he has an unborn child coming with Maggie, but apparently in the comic book, I haven't read ahead, but apparently, spoiler alert, anybody who doesn't want to know anything about the comics, apparently Maggie, they have a daughter, and she becomes a total badass and a single mother, and she raises her daughter and just becomes awesome in the memory of Glenn. So apparently his death really helps her character arc really just go to skyrocket, and she's one of the most powerful characters in The Walking Dead right now.
Carol.
Yeah, and I could see that happening in the show too as well. So I'm going to say it's Glenn. Me and the Geek Dad Report is going to officially say we believe Glenn is going to bite the end of that nasty bat, but we'll see. Who do you guys think it is? We want to know. Let us know. I got a couple little few more things for you. Stranger Things is officially the second most popular show on Netflix. It has beat out all the Marvel shows. The only thing that is more popular, actually the third favorite, I'm sorry. The only thing that's apparently more popular than Stranger Things on Netflix is Fuller House, which we actually enjoyed a lot when we watched. We gotta finish that show. Yeah, we gotta finish it.
I thought you were going to say House of Cards.
Nope. Orange is the New Black and Fuller House are the only shows that have had more downloads than Stranger Things. It has beaten everything else. Now, to be fair, Netflix does not officially release its viewership or downloads, but there's a company called, wrote down here, Symphony AM, who apparently has cracked the Netflix code, and they claim that Stranger Things had 8.2 million downloads in the first 6 weeks of its that's a lot.
Yeah, but there's no ad money coming from that. So.
Yeah, well, that's why Netflix doesn't release its ratings on a show. I mean, they care more about subscriptions. But, so does HBO, and they release their ratings. So, I don't know, whatever. All we know is that Stranger Things is kind of a summer phenomenon. If you have not watched it, first I recommend you watch the Geek Dad Report review of Stranger Things, and then watch Stranger Things.
Well played, Brian.
You like that? Boom, boom. It's called self-promotion, Ryan. That's how we get to the top. Booyah! Speaking of getting to the top, Star Trek. That was a bad segue. I was going to say because they're like on top of the world. Well, I don't know. Anyway, Star Trek, the new show that a lot of us won't watch because they want to make us pay for their stupid CBS's stupid streaming service.
Well, they're going to play the pilot on normal CBS.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it.
The episodes are going to be on. No? They changed it?
No, it's going to be on CBS. I'm saying I'm not going to watch it because if we watch it, then we're going to want to watch more because it's going to be a good show. Yeah. It's the showrunner's Brian Fuller who brought us Hannibal and Pushing Daisies and a bunch of other good shows. I'm very mad that they're going to make us pay $8 a month to watch Star Trek. I think it's horseshit. But you know what? It's only 10 episodes, so maybe I'll wait. I'm going to wait till all 10 episodes air. I'm going to pay 1 month, watch them all, and then I'm going to fucking cancel it. So joke's on you, CBS.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense, honestly.
Yeah, but anyway, some details have come out about the show. It does sound kind of interesting, I guess, to an extent. There's some things I do like, some things I don't. I was kind of hoping for a post a next generation series, but apparently this is going to be set 10 years before the original Star Trek show, I believe. So I think it's after Enterprise, or is it 10 years before Enterprise? You remember? Are you falling asleep? You fell asleep. You literally fell asleep on show.
No, I was thinking.
You were thinking
No, Enterprise
about
is
unicorns
like
in your
40
dreams.
years before the original series.
So this is take place before Enterprise then. So this is 10 years
Yeah.
before the original Star Trek series.
Yeah, no,
And
so it'll be after Enterprise, but before the original series.
yeah, I don't really know. All I know is that apparently this isn't going to follow a captain like every other series has. The main character is going to be a female lieutenant commander. So what is that, like Uhura or Spock or something? No, Spock was a number 2. Yeah, it's like Uhura. I think she was a number 3. Data was number 3, wasn't
No, Data was on
he? Yeah, Next Generation. I'm talking about like who's the third in command of all these shows.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, whatever. It's going to be the third in command. That's going to apparently it's about that character. It's going to follow that female's her I don't know whatever her name is, her interactions with her crew and her life and everything like that. The show's also they've actually come out and said too that there's going to be at least one of the main series regulars is going to be out an open gay person, which is whatever. It's the world we live in now. They should have a gay person on Star Trek. I'm surprised they haven't already.
And the thing is, you shouldn't have to make a big deal about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, they still do. It's we live in that time, but it is exciting that we are going to get a very diverse, multicultural. Finally, well, I guess not finally. Star Trek has always been on the forefront of diversity,
Yes.
except for letting gay people on the bridge.
Got crazy shit going on.
Well, you know what's funny about Star Trek is they've always been super diverse. Like the original Star Trek was extremely notable for the fact that they had an Asian person, a black person, a black female, and on their show, and nobody at the time had that in the 60s.
Straight down to the uniforms. I mean, especially in Next Generation, there was a very standard set of uniform, and everybody wore the exact same looking thing.
Yeah, nobody had a dress. But yeah, I mean, Star Trek has always been very diverse in that aspect. But like I said, it is surprising that they've never had. I think we both talked about how surprised we were when they announced that Sulu was going to be gay in the new movie, and we're like, oh, that's the first gay person in Star Trek, really? How's that not happened? But anyway, they're finally going to have a very openly gay character as one of the main leads in the new series, so that's pretty cool. They also did say that the show, because it's not on network television, it is going to be it's going to push the boundaries of what Star Trek has always done. So it sounds like it's going to be much more adult, which means alien sex. They're going to have a lot of weird alien sex. Kirk is going to show up with some tribbles, and it's going to get weird. That's my guess. Are they going to have Kirk? They could have Kirk. It's only 10 years before Enterprise.
Well, if it's 10 years before Kirk, then he's still, he's not old enough to join Starfleet.
He's chasing some green aliens. That's what he's doing. Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, let us know what you think of the new Star Trek. I would be totally for this if they were airing it on regular television or like Netflix or someplace like that, because I don't want to pay another streaming service just to get... Because CBS is a crappy lineup other than their new Star Trek show.
Well, they have Big Bang Theory, and that's it.
Whatever. They have an old person lineup.
Yeah.
At least that's my humble opinion. Let's see here. Pennywise. We have our first look. Well, we have our first full look at the entire costume of Pennywise the Clown in the new Stephen King horror nightmare-inducing remake of It.
And I looked at it from very far away.
Yeah, fuck that movie.
As close as I was going to get to looking at the scary-ass clown.
Already, fuck that movie. That's all I got to say about that. Moving on. Arrival, the new Arrival movie, gave us a trailer. Looks pretty good. If you haven't checked it out, Amy Adams, Hawkeye, are in a cool, hardcore sci-fi movie about some weird alien rocks.
And Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, is Forrest in this? I thought he used up all his yearly allowance in Rogue One.
No, I thought he was in. I thought I saw him on it. So.
He might have been. No, you're probably right. It looks cool. Check it out. Let us know what you think. If you like sci-fi, I think you're going to enjoy the trailer. It's a very, very sci-fi, and I think it looks pretty, I don't know, intense. I'm excited to see it.
Find out about aliens.
Yeah, there's weird star aliens that can't communicate, and Lois Lane has to crack the code, and then she'll call in Superman to punch him in the face.
And
I feel like that's how the movie's
Hawkeye's
gonna go.
shoot people with arrows. And
Yeah, this is actually a DC/Marvel United property that no one knew was coming, and it's actually going to be Justice League and Avengers team up to defeat these aliens. How great would that be?
I'm up for that.
Halfway through the movie, all of a sudden Superman just shows up, and you're like, what the hell? This is the worst marketed movie ever. All right. Or best, depending on how you look at it. All right, moving on. Speaking of Superman, Henry Cavill teased on Instagram this week an up-close picture of a black Superman costume. Why is that important? Well, if you know anything about Superman and the fact that, spoiler alert, in 3, 2, 1, Superman died in Batman v Superman, and his resurrection storyline in the comic books features a mullet and a black costume with sweet silver gauntlets, then that is why that should mean something to you. So, are they teasing the Superman revival storyline? I don't know. Probably not. Knowing Zack Snyder, it's probably a very small part of the movie. But who cares? The black costume is pretty sweet. I just hope that he also has the mullet for at least a couple scenes. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, at least, and then you gotta do like one slightly redneck thing.
Yeah, just like one super mullet, and it would just make my day. I think I would stand up in the
Or
theater and just
like
clap.
crush a can like on his head.
I commit to you, the Faithful 50, that if that happens at the premiere, I will stand up and slow clap. Just give him the slow clap if I get the mullet.
Crush the can and then toss it up and then zap it with his laser eyes.
That would be amazing. He will be in the red costume, though. Some recent screenshots of some photos of him on set came out this week. They're doing some charity with some kids and stuff like that and taking pictures with them. And he was in his normal blue costume that he's been in Man of Steel and BVS. One little noticeable thing is he had the Superman curl very prominent on his forehead, which he has not had in the other movies. So a lot of people have said that Justice League is going to try and take Superman back to his roots. Hopefully they mean more than just giving him a curl, but hey, whatever. Who cares? I think it's cool.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. Let's see. Last, we got 3 things for you. Natalie Portman, done with Marvel. What does that mean? Who fucking knows? But that's what she said. So, hey, take it with
Who cares? She didn't have anything doing movies anyways.
She was done with Marvel a while ago, in my opinion. But whatever. Let's see. Tick. The Tick pilot is officially going to be airing on Amazon tomorrow. So watch it because they base, if it goes to series, on how many people watch it and like it. So check it out. It airs tomorrow on Amazon, I believe.
No, yeah, it's on Friday, the August 19th.
Okay, yep. So tomorrow, watch The Tick. I will be watching it, and maybe we'll try and maybe Ryan will both try and watch it.
But you know,
you want to commit to doing a review next week of The Tick?
Sure, we can do that.
All right, we'll check it out. But you guys should check it out as well. If it's anything like the old '90s show, it's gonna be awesome. Very excited about that. Lost Boys.
I watched the trailer. I watched the clip that I put up on our Facebook. It kind of he kind of has a little bit of the confidence, but not like it's good. Just watch the clip that's on the thing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. But it comes out tomorrow, so you can check out the pilot and let us know. Lost Boys TV show is currently in development at CW because why not?
We need more vampires.
You know what? I will say this. The CW, other than Arrow's crappy last season, has been knocking a lot of their shows right out of the park. I mean, The 100 was a show that I did not think I needed to watch, and I am so happy it's in my life. iZombie, another good show. So if the CW decides that this is something that they want to go forward with, I'm sure it'll be pretty good. And lastly, unless you want to talk about Vin Diesel and The Rock. Actually, you know what? That'll be the last subject. Thomas Gibson, if you're a big fan of Criminal Minds, you are going to be sad to hear that Thomas Gibson, who's the leader of that show, has been fired for kicking the showrunner and writer in the shins. He's a dirty shin kicker. I don't get it. What is this, like, what are we in, 3rd grade? Come on, Thomas.
When was the last time you kicked somebody in the shins?
Thomas, if you're going to get your ass fired from a show where you're reportedly making $5 million a year, just punch the dude, all right? If it's that serious,
yeah, punch a dude.
Punch him in the face.
Or something. I mean,
we don't condone violence, but if you're gonna go out like a man. Don't kick a dude in the shin. I mean, what are you, 2? Come on, Thomas. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah. Speaking of people being 2 years old, The Rock and Vin Diesel apparently have had a feud on the last few days of Final Fantasy 8. Fast and Furious 8. I think it's 8. I don't know. Fast and Furious, the next one. Apparently, The Rock had enough of Vin Diesel showing up late on set and just kind of being a slacker because he's, you know, the star and the producer, and he just shows up whenever he wants to. There was a shoot in Atlanta. It was 109 degrees. He showed up apparently over an hour late to set, and The Rock had had enough. Went to Instagram and called him a candy ass. And apparently the two had words in Vin Diesel's trailer. Personally, and a lot of people are slamming The Rock, I think this is awesome. What else would you get from The Rock? I think it's perfect. Vin Diesel, quit being a candy ass. The Rock's right. It's 109 degrees. Don't be an hour late to set, dude. Come on. Be professional.
Don't make him unleash the people's elbow on you.
Just because you're the Groot, because you're Groot and the Iron Giant does not give you the right to be an hour late.
Yeah. Because you only say one word in Groot.
Because let's be honest, you are a Fast and Furious 4 away from being unemployed. Let's be real here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anyway. That is all the news we got for you guys. If we missed something, sorry, we've already ran long and Ryan's sleepy.
Yeah.
Whatever. But you can always find us on Facebook. We like to post most of our stories there. And we'd like to thank a few of the faithful 50-minuters who have been posting a lot of news stories for us and sharing them with us. So continue to do that, guys. We really love having our own embedded reporters to do all the work for us because God knows we don't want to have to do any work.
Yes.
All right. I had a little rant for you guys, but we ran long, so I promised Ryan that if we ran long, I would not have it. So I will save that for next week. It is a good one. I want to get back to doing some rants because they're fun to yell about things. All right, so up next, Crap or Craptastic. Me and Ryan hadn't done one in a while, and we decided that we should do one. So this week on Crap or Craptastic, we picked what we hope would be a gem. Instead, we got Pee-wee's Big Holiday. So this movie kind of falls in between. It's actually currently at over 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is usually how we judge a movie, whether it's a crap or craptastic. But it's currently below 2 stars on Netflix, which is surprising because almost everything on Netflix is at least 3.5 stars or 4.
That's a pretty big discrepancy, to be honest. I mean,
yeah, and after watching the movie, I can honestly see why. So, a little bit about this movie. Basically, it's follows the adventures of Paul. What's his name? I don't remember his name. Paul Rubens as Pee Wee Herman. He reprises his role, and he finds himself. Yeah, he finds himself in a little bit of a rut in his town where he's realized that everyone's moving on with their life but him, and he runs into Joe Magli. I'm gonna say his name exactly the way Pee Wee does in this movie. Joe Magli. And and Joe M, True Blood guy, Magic Mike Joe, decides to tell him that he needs to do something with his life and he needs to quit living in this little town and have an adventure. So he invites him to his birthday bash in New York City. So Pee Wee has to get from some place, I don't know, I think California maybe?
Fairville or something like that.
Somewhere on the West Coast somewhere. And he has to get all the way to New York City in 3 days to go to this birthday party. And so he decides to do it.
He starts off in like a little Volkswagen.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
And then he gets kidnapped by 3 girls robbing a bank.
That was a funny moment when he goes, I don't want to jinx this, but this trip has gone completely perfect with absolutely no problems. And then he gets carjacked by 3 chicks who robbed a bank, who were I don't even know how to describe them. They were ridiculous.
Okay, so
anyway, well, hang on. Before we finish that, he finally makes his way to New York, and this movie follows his adventures on finding his way to Joe's birthday, where he can fulfill his dream of making a friend and living a grand adventure. So that is what this movie is about. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, I remember Pee-wee's Playhouse would come on. It was always like the last thing I was on Saturday morning, like when all the other shows. So, I mean, I wouldn't watch it every single time, but I would watch, every now and then.
Well, it was fun. It was a fun, kind of crazy. It was like SpongeBob, but live action. Yeah,
and Pee-wee's Big Adventure came out when we were kids, and that was, my bike!
Who stole my bike? I still remember when he got the light and he's like interrogating everybody about his bike.
Yeah. But this one, I mean, it felt like as an adult watching it, like now I probably know that's how my parents felt.
Well,
like when they were watching the movie. Like it's fun in a way.
To your point, I almost
Well,
wish I could have watched it with my kids. Now, if you do want to watch this with your kids, it is perfectly acceptable. There's very little adult material in this, except for there is this weird kind of gay undertone with Pee Wee Herman and Joe, who plays himself in this movie. It's just really strange. Like I don't know. It's hard to say. Like they're always really really close and kind of awkwardly touching each other. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. I think you you noticed it too. It just seemed kind of strange. But other than that, there's no adult like content in this, so you could feel free to watch it with your kids. I kind of would like to see their reaction to this because honestly, I don't know if this movie was bad or if we're just too adult to enjoy it anymore.
well, it didn't interest me at all. Honestly,
It wasn't
I'll be
that
honest.
funny.
I fell asleep for 10 minutes in the middle of the movie.
Yeah,
And then
I
woke
dozed
up
off a
and
few
I
times as
felt like
well.
I didn't really miss that much, so I just kept watching it.
Well, it just to me wasn't that funny. Like I said, there was a few moments when I did laugh out loud. I'm not gonna say the movie wasn't funny because there was some good stuff. And honestly,
Yeah,
Paul
like you
Rubens.
said at the very beginning, nothing can possibly.
Well, and just
you
the
know,
opening was hilarious. Like when his a cappella band like breaks up, that was hilarious. You know, there are some funny moments in this, and the sad part for me was that Paul Rubens is Pee Wee Herman. I mean, you're watching Pee Wee Herman. He hasn't changed at all. It's just unfortunately the writing around him, and it just isn't that good. Like I said, Joe, the acting is supposed to be campy in a Pee Wee Herman movie, but it's kind of played strangely, almost too campy. It's like they know they're in a Pee Wee Herman movie, so they're really hamming it up to a point where it's not. It's almost a parody of Pee Wee Herman instead of actually the goofy that is Pee Wee Herman.
Now, did his noises and like did all that stuff kind of get on your nerves after a while?
No, not really. I enjoy the character of Pee Wee Herman, so to me that was fine. I actually, like I said, I really enjoyed that. There's just some weird bits, like the root beer candy with the straws. And then when him and Joe are in their clubhouse and they're literally like touching noses, it was just like I said, there was this weird like undertone to this whole movie that was just seemed really out of place, honestly.
Yeah. So I think from a final standpoint that I have to give it a crap rating.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's to me Craptastic is that it was so terrible that I have to watch it. And
or you have enough laughs.
Like I said, I fell asleep for 10 or 15 minutes in the middle of the movie, and I honestly did not. Like, I didn't rewind it or do anything else. I just kept watching it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, a Craptastic, to your point, is a movie that you could find some enjoyment that if it comes on TV again, you might, if you're going to put it on at least as background, or you're going to, there's something about it that draws you back to that movie. You know, Pee Wee Herman's Big Holiday, I probably will never watch again unless like I said, if my daughter wants to watch it. That's fine.
or
She can watch it.
like really drunk.
Yeah, maybe if I was really drunk, I'd enjoy more. Just the jokes aren't that funny in this, and there's just not a lot of good written humor, unfortunately. Because even if you go back to Pee Wee's Big Adventure, there was some great gags in there. There was some stuff that was genuinely funny, and there's just not those moments in this, which is too bad because, like I said, Paul Rubens really is great as Pee Wee, and he is Pee Wee Herman, the character. You know, there was some good setup in this where you could almost tell a story where the characters aged, and the fact that Pee Wee Herman's life hasn't kind of starts to set up in the movie in the beginning very well, and then that just kind of doesn't go anywhere through this movie, and it's too bad because I think there was a good story that could have been really funny in this, and it just kind of fell kind of flat for me. It's not a bad movie. I hate to give this a crap, but it's not craptastic, so I have to call this movie crap. I'm with you. This is a pass. This is a crap movie, unfortunately. There's not much to redeem this unless you absolutely positively just love Pee Wee Herman and love every second with the character. Then watch it, enjoy it. There's nothing terrible about this movie, but there's really nothing good about it either.
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing that really makes it like a really bad movie. It's honestly just mediocre.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, it's a definition of mediocre.
But because of how we have our rating, it's either gotta be one or the other.
So crap it is. So unfortunately this week, guys, we're gonna say Pee Wee Herman's Big Holiday on Netflix is crap. Don't watch it. If you do want to watch it, like I said, it's streaming for free right now on Netflix. Let us know if you do watch it, or if you have watched it. Let us know what you guys thought about it, and if we're if our review is accurate or if we were way off base. We'd love to hear why you think that we missed the boat on this one. So, all right, moving on. Faithful 50. We got questions. They got questions. We got answers, Ryan.
We have some really good questions on this week, too.
We do. Wow. There's an inside joke on this one, too, that I laughed a lot on. Let's go. One? Let's fire it up. Let's move this ship along here. Let's see. Phil. Faithful 50 member Phil is back. He was back a couple weeks ago, but then he was gone last week. So, Phil, we're glad you're back, and we are ready to promote you if you are ready to receive the call to action, Phil.
Yes. You also have to do the obstacle course. So.
All right, yeah, have we finished the Geek Dad Report obstacle course?
I'm still trying to figure out where to put the laser cannons.
Did you get the snapping turtles?
With the lasers?
Yeah, the ones with lasers. Yeah, sharks with freaking lasers, people. All right, Phil wants to know, after watching the Killy joke, he did not believe that it deserved an R rating. I believe I said that 2 weeks ago as well. It did not deserve an R rating. What say you? Well, Ryan hasn't seen it yet, so I will say that I'm with you. It honestly, Flashpoint Paradox was a much more violent and adult movie than The Killing Joke. I think it got an R rating just for it has some pretty adult context as far as the Joker stripping Barbara naked, paralyzing her, and then taking pictures. That's pretty adult, even for a cartoon. But yeah, they definitely hammed up the R rating in this one for no reason whatsoever.
From what I've heard, the R rating seemed like it was kind of more of a marketing.
It definitely was. It was not. I've seen more adult content from adult content from DC Animation than I got in The Killing Joke. He wants to know if Batman really did. Well, spoiler alert: 3, 2, 1. If Batman really did hook up with Batgirl, yes, he did. That happened. That's actually not that far-fetched, though. He believes it was kind of weird. It definitely was strange in this movie, but in Batman Beyond, the animated series, Barbara Gordon did tell Terry McGinnis that she did have a relationship with Batman back in the day. So the precedent was set in that cartoon years ago, so I'm guessing the same creator that created Batman the Killing Joke, at least the movie, so I'm guessing that's kind of the thread line they decided to go with, but it definitely seemed out of place for this movie. It was, I don't know. The first part of this movie was definitely strange, The Killing Joke. Also, he's trying to get caught up on all the DC stuff. Which animated DC movies should the kid and him watch? Well, I'm going to say this right now. By yourself, you should start with Flashpoint Paradox, and then go forward.
With the kid, maybe Justice League versus Teen Titans.
Yes, we haven't watched that. Have you watched that one yet? I haven't had a chance to finish that one.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, is that good? Do they go back to being less violent?
Did I give you back the code?
Anything early, honestly, all the early stuff, you can watch Mask of the Phantasm. That is a great Batman animated movie. Pretty much anything leading up to, I don't know, I would say Flashpoint Paradox was when they really all of a sudden got really violent.
Yeah, that one was really violent.
So,
that one was awesome.
Yeah, any of the brand new ones, I suggest. I mean, I don't know, the new Justice League one wasn't horrible, but me and you didn't even really like that one. That was the one where they all seemed like 3-year-old boys making comments about Wonder Woman's butt.
Yeah, Batman versus Robin wasn't too bad.
Are you kidding me? Is that the one where the dude rips out, where Robin rips, or the... No, that one's terrible. Dude gets his heart ripped out in that one. Remember the guy kidnaps the kids and cuts off their arms and puts saws on them? What are you talking about?
No.
All right, so basically, Phil, we're going to make this simple. Flashpoint Paradox, anything before Flashpoint Paradox, you can watch with your kids. Everything after Flashpoint Paradox, you should watch by yourself.
Yeah, they got very, adult with the blood and animation and everything, so...
Well, let's put it this way. In Flashpoint Paradox, Aquaman is having an affair with Wonder Woman. When Aquaman's wife finds out about it, she challenges Wonder Woman to a duel. Wonder Woman cuts off her head and then gives it to Aquaman. Yes, this is not a kid's cartoon.
So awesome.
So, I mean, hey, if you feel like that's proper for your kids, we're not here to judge, but we do recommend anything, like I said, Flashpoint Paradox and forward, you watch first before you let your kids watch it, because they tend to be very violent. So, but they're all pretty awesome. I suggest watching them. Oh, man, we really loved, if you want to watch an adult one, Phil, watch Assault on Arkham. That was a great movie.
Yeah, that was an awesome one.
I really wish the Suicide Squad movie would have been based on that.
Yeah, but we thought Suicide Squad was going to be.
Yeah, we did. Oh, well. Jeff, thanks for your question, Phil. Jeff from Washington, he wants to know, do we think the end of the world dream sequence if in Man of Steel is related to the apocalypse kind of end of the world sequence in BVS? Now that they've teased the black suit and Superman, he can't help but think that scene is Man of Steel with the black suit and skulls. What do I think? I do not think it's related. I think I think the Man of Steel one was more of what Zod, I think it was a dream sequence of what Zod was going to bring. I can understand the correlation. There is definitely a lot of end of the world stuff going on in Man of Steel and BVS, but I think that's just more DC doing their typical everything ends with the end of the world storyline. So
I'm not that crazy in depth, and I didn't pay attention to those parts, so I'm just gonna go with what Brian said.
All right, there you go. And if you doubt me, just remember, one involved Darkseid with parademons and a lot of other things. The other one mostly involved just Zod wiping the world clean of people. So there was, even though they're both doomsday scenarios, they were kind of vastly different as far as how it was coming about. But I definitely think that this universe is leading up to a complete annihilation of the planet Earth at some point, and the Justice League has to stop it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
So thanks for your question, Jeff. Brian from Washington wants to know, who do we want to play Cable in Deadpool 2? And with the success of Deadpool, will the sequel live up to the hype?
Ron Perlman.
You want Ron Perlman? I would love to see Mel Gibson if he was taller, because Mel Gibson's batshit crazy, and I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if he was a little bit younger, I'd love to see Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Oh, dude, Clint Eastwood was great. He's crazy. I don't mind Ron Perlman. I just don't think he's right for Cable, because he's got kind of a, I don't know. I don't think he's badass enough to play Cable.
What? Ron Perlman's not badass enough?
I think Ron
bullshit.
Perlman's kind of goofy. I like Ron Perlman, but he's kind of a goofy badass, not like a serious badass. Oh, we gonna fight? Is this the first fight? You look like you're about to knife me.
I don't know if the children should see Mom and Dad fighting. Huh?
Oh well, you just wait till after the show, buddy. I'm gonna knife you. I don't know. Honestly, I'd actually kind of like to see them cast an unknown, to tell you the truth, or Dolph Lundgren. I would still love to see Dolph Lundgren play Cable. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I will break you.
I think that would be so good. Or how about Arnold? It would be great to get Arnold, if they could bring in Arnold to play Cable.
I don't know. Well, it depends on what kind of Cable. Are you going for like the Cable with the big, thick neck, and he's like really huge?
I don't think they can do Cable without being a ginormous, huge man.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, rumors are that Fox wants the guy who was the coach in what was that? Friday Night Lights. Yeah, Coach. They want Coach Craig T. Nelson to play Cable. No, honestly, I don't care. I think to your question, Brian, I think Fox realizes that the fact that they didn't interfere is what led this movie to being so successful. I think they trust Tim Miller and Ryan Reynolds to do this right, and I think that they're going to stay hands off. So I'm going to say, is it going to be as successful? I don't know. I think it's going to be more successful financially, because I think people are going to be really excited to see this. Can the movie be better? I don't know. Maybe the first one was so original and maybe a little hard to
The
reach the
bar
heights.
and the standards are going to be very high.
Yeah.
And so I think there's going to be a lot of room for lowered expectations.
There's going to be a lot more room for them to screw this up than I think they in the first one. But I do think it's going to be really good. I think they'll live up to the expectation. Side note, like I said, I'm not even really sure who I think they should play as Cable. I don't have any off the top of my head. Stephen Lang, I think, the guy from Avatar, I actually do like him. I know he was petitioning to play Cable. I actually think he would make a good Cable. But I would like to see Dolph Lundgren. So I guess if I had a thing, I actually would like to see Dolph Lundgren play Cable. I think that would fit perfectly into what Deadpool is trying to do. Also, rumor is that they're going to cast Domino as well. The lead girl in that she plays in, oh God, Catch Something Fire. I don't remember. It's the show. That's a terrible thing. Anyway, she was also in The Martian. Whatever. Google her. You'll find her. But Domino is going to apparently also be in Deadpool 2. So very excited for that. Dolph Lundgren. I think Dolph Lundgren should be in everything. And finally, Chris from Washington. Oh, Chris, you don't know how much this made me LOL when I read this. I'm putting in my quit notice at my current job on Monday. Is it a good idea to hop on my GM's desk and drop a big fat deuce on his paperwork while I stare him in the eyes and tell him I quit? Yes, the answer is yes. You should totally do that and have somebody film it so you could become an internet sensation.
And I'll be the more logical one that I think you should try and go out as professionally as possible. And you're talking about that you're going to be quitting the Faithful 50, and this is Brian's desk that you're going to be shitting on, and I'm all for that. So.
Well, we don't pay him, so technically we're not his bosses.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you just implied that we pay the Faithful 50, and I like to say for the record that we do not. The Faithful 50 does this on their own. All right. Mm-hmm. All right, well, everybody, thank you. Unless you had a question, did you have one on your?
No, I was good.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for submitting a question. Those are some great questions. We do like to disclaim that we do not condone anything that's going to get you arrested, Chris. So probably dropping a deuce on your boss's desk will probably land you in jail. So all joking aside, probably shouldn't do that. But yeah. I think it'd be hilarious. All right. Thank you, guys. As always, we appreciate you guys being part of the show, and we look forward to your wacky and fun questions every single week.
Yes.
All right. Moving on. Last segment. Right. Weekly recommendation. What you should or should not waste your time doing. Ryan, as always.
I'm going to go with a bit of parenting suggestion, recommendation. My son, he's been really wanting a space game, like something to play at the game that's in outer space. Like he wants to fly the spaceship and go to planets and colonize the planets. And so I'm just kind of looking and trying to find something that was, appropriate for his age. Because he's going to be 9 in a couple of weeks, but we still don't let him, play anything teen-rated or anything like that. So I found one that came out of like 2008 called Spore. It's basically a creature creator game. You start off as a microbe, and then you get to, add eyes and legs, and it'll grow up into it's like a really fast evolutionary kind of game. And then, you get to evolve your creature from microbe until, they go to outer space. So he really wants it. And so I created a chart that every single day he has to do this amount of reading, this amount from his workbook. He gets to mark it off. And he's been super excited to do it every single day because he really wants the game. And so he's been reading for like an hour, doing an hour out of his workbook. So it's been like a pain in the ass trying to get him to do this all summer long. But now that we got this chart and he does it for a certain amount of days, he gets the game, then you got to keep doing it if he wants to play it during that day. So that's my advice. If you want your kids really want something, make them fucking earn it because they'll appreciate it a lot more, and you can make them do something that you've been trying to get them to do for a long time. So
pick up dog poop because I don't want to do it anymore.
Yes.
Nice. I like it.
So that's my Geek Dad recommendation of the week.
That's a great Geek Dad recommendation. Congratulations. Nice work. I don't know.
What about you? What do you got?
Well, my recommendation this week is another shameless plug. Me and my wonderful, adorable daughters reviewed a product that was sent to us by Warner Brothers yesterday. It's currently up on our YouTube page right now, so I suggest you checking it out. We did a Geek Dad and Daughter Kid Real review of... I knocked everything over here.
Superhero Girls.
DC Superhero Girls Hero of the Year.
Who was the Hero of the Year? That's what I want to know.
Hero of the Year. I'm not going to tell you. That's a spoiler alert. They crown the person at the very end. Now, basically, everybody, this is just a fun little movie. It's a DC original. So they're trying to launch a new property that basically features a lot of female superheroes. And I know anybody familiar with our show knows that me and Ryan have long said that the females do not get their own spotlight enough, and DC is actually trying to do something about this, which is one of the things we love about. Yeah, Marvel. Hello, Marvel. You could do the same thing, but you're not. Come on, get your shit together. But no, I mean, this is one of the things that DC has done really well. Criticize them as much as you want to for some of their things in the movie cinema. You cannot criticize what they're doing with their characters and their animation. It is great. So basically, this is just a bunch of the superhero girls kind of reimagined, and there's also boys in this, so it's not... if you have young children, boys, they can still get a lot of enjoyment out of this. The girls are awesome and badass, and there are some cool boy characters in this. Green Lantern, Flash, Beast Boy. If your kids like Teen Titans Go, they have a lot of the same characters and the same voices, so my children picked up on it immediately. They also brought back Tara Strong to play Harley Quinn, and her voice work on Harley is amazing, and it's always fun. But it's just a fun animated movie. I will say the one downside, if you are just an adult and you do not have children, this is centered towards children. This is a child's property. Think of like a 20-minute kids cartoon stretched into 75 minutes long or almost 80 minutes long. This is not your typical DC animation, which is more like a really awesome movie that's just animated. This is definitely...
So the animation style is different?
Yeah, the animation, if you could tell, I don't know if you can get a good look. The way those girls look is kind of the way the animation is. It's more of, the animation's good, don't get me wrong. It's very strong animation, but it's Saturday morning cartoon animation. It's not that kind of Japanimation, real sharp edges, really fast, real clean. It's definitely much more of a kind of cartoony look to it. And like I said, it's definitely aimed at younger children for this. So my two daughters absolutely loved it. They thought it was the greatest movie they've ever seen. I thought it dragged a little bit at parts. It does feel like a Saturday morning cartoon that they stretched 80 minutes long. So there's time where you're just kind of like, all right, come on, wrap it up. But it was fun watching with my girls, and the characters are really strong, and it was fun to give my kids something to watch that was not overly violent, and I could put it on and not have to worry about it. So if you got kids, if you got young girls especially, but boys as well, I highly recommend DC Superhero Girls Hero of the Year. You can get it. It is available on digital HD and DVD on August 23rd, and you should definitely pick it up. I would say anybody 12 years and younger, this is a definite must that you own in your collection and let them watch it. So, or if you're a diehard DC fan and you don't have kids but you don't give a damn and you just have to own everything, buy it. It's worth a buy. All right.
Awesome.
All right, man. You got anything else?
No, I
On
didn't
that
go.
note, all right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us for another action-packed episode, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good one. Cry. Cheers.
See you next week.
Sad beeps.
Sad beeps. C-3PO's lonely. No, he's not. What a jerk. Bye, guys.